They make brown sugar cinnamon sun chips?
Wait. I said they were sweet potato with brown sugar.
But still, they make sweet chips? I thought they were like all salty.
I thought they only had the Harvest cheddar.
Yeah, that is also the one I always see a lot of.
Yeah.
Have you ever had crap, what's it called? Have you ever had this brand of chips they're just called Munchies?
Yes!
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Munchies are so good.
Wait, Munchies or Munchos?
Munchies.
Okay.
I usually get the cheese flavored ones where they put Cheetos, cheese sun chips, cheese Doritos, and pretzels all in a bag.
Is this really the time to talk about chips?
Yes. There's always a time to talk about chips.
I like chips.
There's the part where if I didn't go full on role playing, I would have just shoved the freaking bag in Chester's mouth. He would just be like, "Carry on."
I'm very something.
Bad. Hey, world!
I love chips.
Oh, wait. I can't eat.
Aw.
Oh yeah, your stomach is
very... He's all starving and mangy.
And I don't think chips will work well on cats, so...
Curse you, anorexic feline.
Who said it was anorexia?
Oh.
Well, then why the hell? What is it then?
You gotta eat.
I'll leave that to your imagination.
It's a fashion statement.
If not, I would have also accepted. If not, I would have said, "But you gotta eat." It's like, Alice, everything here has eyes and talks. You try to find something to eat in all of it.
I think you're true.
I don't know.
I can relate.
It's like, I don't know. I don't think it's that hard.
Mario?
Why did you turn into Mario?
Because
there's eyes everywhere.
Yeah, there's eyes on
There are eyes
everything.
everywhere.
Oh god, that's dark.
Oh man.
I'm trying to think if there's ever an animal that actually I mean, okay, hear me out here. It's a really stupid thought. You know how in Odyssey you have to become that meat to fool the freaking bird or whatever?
Yeah.
I'm now imagining that because of that. I'm not making this as a joke. I have friends who are vegetarian. I'm not making this as a means to deride them. I'm just finding it as a humor situation of what if because he became meat for a bit, Mario decided to become vegetarian because he was like, I've learned how the meat feels. I know why the meat is sad.
Wait, why am I even questioning this? I am meat.
Well,
But that's the thing. He becomes full vegetarian because he's like, I can't eat that. I was that.
Well, it's like, to be fair, is it really that unfitting for him to be a vegetarian? Like, he eats mushrooms all day.
Are mushrooms even considered vegetables?
Yes.
Well, they're definitely not meat.
But in Mario 64, he's talking about spaghetti and ravioli.
Well, you can have
just
vegan
stereotypes.
versions of that.
That's not stereotype. He says that in his sleep.
No, I mean a
have a
stereotype of
vegan-
Italians.
You can have a vegan version of that. Or a
That too.
vegetarian
That is
version.
That is.
What's the vegan version?
Soy.
No, there are soy. There are.
Actually, not soy
did
tofu.
At the last barbecue I was at, we did actually make these kind of vegetarian faux burgers for my relatives. They look just like real burgers. It's kind of odd.
Just to date this, Burger King did this Impossible Burger where they did plant-based meats in their burgers, and it tasted like real meat, and most of the customers couldn't tell the difference.
Also, yeah, no worries. That thing is not actually going to try and attack us, even though he's massive. I guess it's just supposed to be intimidating, like all Scarecrow-esque.
Ooh, scary. Oh, speaking of Scarecrow, it's the 10th anniversary for Arkham Asylum for Batman.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yeah, as of this recording.
And because of that, you bet your jimmies I'm gonna at least try to, me or Logan, depending on who can get first, we're gonna try to do something for that.
Yes! I would love to see you play that. Yes!
So we did Arkham Knight, a look at of it.
Yeah, that was for Matt. And I did a look at a city years ago.
Oh.
I think we all agreed that time to run. I think we all agreed that Arkham Knight were kind of fine with passing on just because it didn't add a whole lot to the game.
Aside from the Batman.
Yeah.
Right.
I would say Origins is more guilty of that. I like Origins, but I will, agree with people saying that it wasn't entirely necessary.
I forgot about Arkham Origins.
I
Exactly.
kinda,
It was a thing.
It's okay.
I remember watching a bunch of cutscenes, and it was either 12 hours or 6 hours long, so I got a lot less sleep.
Like, I think the only claim to fame Origins has is that it's one of the few incarnations of Batman, or a few installments of Batman, that actually managed to do Bane justice.
Oh, for
yeah.
sure. But yeah, no, City's my favorite out of the bunch.
The city's my favorite
There you
too.
go.
I love it
I
so
can stall
much.
for time. So yeah, you don't want the knight to run into you, otherwise he will kill you. And there we go.
Nice.
Yay.
Yay!
I love Alice's
What if-
mug on her chest
Yeah,
piece.
yeah,
It's
what
like,
if-
I'm gonna
yeah, what if-
kill you kind of face.
Yeah. What if she didn't turn? What if she didn't turn back? She's like, help!
Actually, I was just, for some reason, just because of like with the camera and the success, I was just thinking, finish.
Finish! No record.
Nice on.
We need to do some. We need to do something. That's. We
I
need
thought
to
you
do
guys did do
for
something for Mario Party once.
I mean, we tried Parsec that one time.
Yeah,
I
that,
think.
that-
No.
yeah,
We tried
well,
NetPlay.
Yeah, we tried NetPlay a long time ago, and that, well, Mario Party with emulator specific NetPlay just does not fucking work. It's a very
Why?
specific rig.
The train.
Oh!
We almost forgot about you.
Yeah, I forgot the Infernal Train's a thing. But
Would you say we just lost
yeah,
our
we-
train of thought?
oh god, maybe that's probably exactly what they meant to do with that. but yeah, if not, yeah, we could try Parsec, James. But the issue is that when something like that happens, you kind of want to have like a full party. You don't want to just do like two people.
Yeah, and last time I tried Parsec, it was kind of abysmal.
Well, we did technically try testing out Parsec that one time. We had to do with us.
Well, wasn't
that's-
it also not good with her either?
Well, the Mario Party wasn't so bad, considering that's not really a intensive game to begin with.
Well, okay, that might
This
be the
is
thing,
not gonna
because
be a
when I tried it with you guys, you tested it with Court.
Okay, I'm gonna say right now, I hate this with Doodle Room, but fortunately, all we have to do is we just have to survive. We don't have to kill them, but this is just chaos because you have these sunken sailors where I can't hit them unless it's like you can only hit them during a certain part of their animation, and then you have giant daimyo wasps who I can only deal damage to if I shoot them with a teapot cannon while they're in midair. It's
Chaos
Yeah, this is
incarnate.
How long do you even have to survive?
I think you have to survive like a minute or 2 minutes. I'm sure someone could watch the video.
Ooh.
Time it out. There we go.
Oh,
Not
success!
so tough now, huh?
Come, Alice, don't dawdle. You've already missed the train.
Yeah, we
I
just saw
know
it pass
that.
by us like
We
seconds
watched.
ago. Speaking of
Okay,
train,
one more.
obligated.
speaking of train, Steve is showing Jordy and I Infinity Train.
Oh yes,
Oh,
it's
how is
really good.
Yeah, we just finished the episode with the corgis.
Yes, with
was so cute.
That one
Ernie
Ghostbuster.
Hudson.
Yes, I got really giddy
world
because
of
he's my favorite Ghostbuster.
Yeah, Ernie Hudson, that's the king of the corgis.
Yes,
Wait, Ernie's still doing acting stuff?
he's
Oh,
doing
yeah.
voice work. Yeah,
Huh. I thought
Yeah.
he was like in his 60s or 70s by now.
Yeah, he's
mean,
still fairly active
probably,
for his
but-
age. And
Yeah.
yeah, I figured you would know Logan because he was also the corgi king and the pilot for Infinity Train as well.
oh, he was.
I haven't seen the pilot yet.
The pilot is a lot
Well-
different from the animation style of the show.
I will say though, like the third episode basically is just a recreation of the pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, I appreciate that they still let something like that happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a very emotional series. It hits you hard in the first episode.
Well, I was gonna say, yeah, I saw. Well, okay, all I've seen with Infinity Train is the clip with her having the argument with her mother. That's the only clip I've seen so far, and I saw it and I thought, wow, this actually got pretty real for a cartoon show. But I appreciate that. I like the idea of a cartoon show like taking its audience seriously and like doing things like not treating, like not babying them around, tackling some themes that they can respect their audience to be smart enough to like be willing to look into.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Especially on the subject of divorce, which a lot of people tend to go through nowadays.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna lie, I'm a little bit maybe not iffy, but a bit wary when shows do that because, you know, I appreciate them wanting to do stuff like that, but at the same time, I kind of wouldn't want it to be like a norm because I can't help but think that like if you show it off enough times, it would start to become a little bit pretentious after a while.
It does, because nowadays, I'm just saying, a lot of people don't stay in marriages that long because of this
Well, I'm not talking about-
generation.
Well, I don't mean like that topic specifically, just in general, the idea of like, you know, cartoons need to like have these kind of like, you know, realistic, gripping things and whatnot.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like,
they did the
what's wrong
same
with
thing with Phineas and Ferb because their parents. Oh yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, because
Well, I mean-
Phineas' mom remarried to the British guy, and that's how Ferb became his stepbrother. And I know Drake Josh is another one that does that too.
But I mean, but I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to see it oversaturated. I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, you don't want to have it be oversaturated because you don't want the show to like start becoming negative and such a downer all the time.
Well, not
Yeah.
maybe
Or-
not
or you-
negative,
or you-
but
or
just
you
more
don't-
so,
or-
just more so a matter of remember, you can have
it's
fun
just
in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
Well, of
that
course.
after, once all these other cartoons start doing it, it essentially gets desensitized.
Yeah.
Right, or
Like-
or I agree. You don't want to, or I get what you're saying, where you don't want to have them do it just for the sake of doing it. You
Yeah.
wanna
Right.
have, like,
Yeah.
an actual significance or a message to be made about it.
Yeah.
I know Loud House, they
Enough.
definitely talk about like large families like that, which is covered by like
yeah.
reality TV, but there are families who are huge like that. And they
Oh,
integrate
yeah.
it with
Yeah,
other
oh.
families. Like I think Lincoln's best friend, he has 2 dads. But
Oh yeah.
I know that. I
Yeah.
have I know that. I remember watching shows like 17 and Counting, and freaking like there's a lot. There's some crazy ones, and I know apparently there's a thought that Disney wants to do a remake of Cheaper by the Dozen.
Yeah, they do. That's one of the movies that they're going to be remaking for Disney Plus. And I made this joke before. I still stand by it. I would be amused if those live action remakes of live action movies, if those are the ones that get the animation treatment.
I'm just surprised that like I feel kind of bad because like that's the silly thing is that like hang on, I don't want that red guy to get killed. There we go. That's the silly thing is like I'm pretty sure that was Steve Martin, right? Cheaper by
Steve
the
Martin,
Dozen?
yeah, he wasn't Cheaper by the Dozen.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the silly thing is that like I don't know why they're doing a Disney remake. Steve Martin was like a super big like Disney like actor
Because it's
and
an
like
old movie.
and I famously showed you guys that like apparently Steve Martin got his first like entertainment jobs working at Disneyland.
Oh wow.
You mean Robin Williams?
Anyway, no, Steve Martin
Oh, okay.
Steve Martin. Okay.
in that 50th anniversary thing with Donald Duck.
Oh.
Okay, I remember that now.
Oh.
All right, let's learn some more of our past.
Let's
Yeah.
see.
It's all starting to come together.
I'll say my
I
thought
actually do
after
remember-
this.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll wait because I remembered
So
something
the cat,
else.
the cat didn't start the fire.
Oh, who's that
An
coming in?
intruder.
Lizzie hated locked rooms. Her room was further from the fire than mine. Smoke could not have killed her. She never locked her door. And besides, she knew another way out of the house. Out of the window.
Yeah, why didn't she come out the
Someone
window with us?
incapacitated or killed Lizzie. Then locked her door, then took the lamp downstairs and started the fire to cover up their crime. Their
It's like the
plan was to
therapist
kill
guy.
us all.
Oh, I look like him!
Oh.
This plot is getting thicker.
Okay, Steve, you can give your thought before I give mine.
Okay, all I was gonna say is that, just going back to Disney Plus for a bit, it feels like they're doing some of the most random things with Disney Plus now, because we already mentioned that apparently there's a Proud Family continuation on there, which, you know, I'm not gonna judge too badly. Like, I remember the show being decent for the time. It's like, you have that, and apparently they're doing a reboot of Lizzie McGuire of all things on it.
Wait, Lizzie McGuire? I used to watch
Yes.
that show.
Yeah.
What the heck?
And they
Same.
actually are having Hilary Duff back for it.
Really?
I
But isn't she like in her 30s now?
Yeah,
Well,
she's
that-
in her 30s and she has a kid.
Reckless or insulting
Mm-hmm.
So I'm guessing the reboot is gonna be like her kid being Lizzie.
No, the kid's
Either
a boy,
that
I
or-
believe.
Oh.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say either that or it might be like one of those like
Kind
kind of like Fuller House, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah.
Well, Fuller House is a continuation. This is an actual reboot.
Well, why reboot it? Like, what? Okay, rebooting implies that you want to tell the story better. What story was there in Lizzie McGuire?
It's just a teenager going through high school.
Yeah, it was just a slice of life story.
That's the
With
point I'm
an-
making.
with
in
an
that,
animation
like,
to
I question
accom-
why it needs to happen.
With an
And-
animation of the character to accompany it.
Yeah.
I guess, but like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't. Again, rebooting something implies that you wanted to tell the story differently, and you didn't like how it turned out. I don't know what. The only thing I can imagine is that they want to tell the story, but now they're going to do some dumb things to modernize it, like, you know, turn into a Generation Z child.
Or they could just make the entire thing animated, kind of like how those animations from the show were animated.
Oh right, yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't. Ow. Like I haven't heard it say anything about it being animated. Just that it's a reboot.
Okay.
Now,
Well,
okay.
well, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they're still going to be same animation, because that's also like one of the big things that the show even had. Otherwise, it's like their traditional twee schlock.
Although yeah, we should say that it says something that's the main thing that many of us, including me, remember about that show is I remember nothing about the freaking plot or the characters or the live action stuff. It's just the style of the it was like Diary of a Wimpy Kid kind of thing.
It was basically that because I watched.
Oh, that's
the,
another movie that they're apparently remaking for Disney Plus.
Are you kidding
There's
me?
been like what two movies within the past few years.
3.
Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Oh yeah, no, they got 3.
3.
I think they did the summer. I think they did the summer one last. Right?
Yeah, they did.
Except I think.
No, it was the
except I
road
believe
trip
the
one,
other
so it's
two-
4. It's 4.
That was, oh yeah, they got 4. But yeah, but I believe the second, third, and fourth ones, or maybe third and fourth, I believe some of them became direct to video.
I believe no, they were all shown in theaters because I saw them.
Dang.
I saw them. Trust me.
Yeesh.
Now back to
Why did you see
my
'em?
thought. Did you know it's
Yeah,
going to
no,
be
yeah,
over
go ahead.
50 years that Sesame Street's been around? And guess
Oh,
who's the
yeah.
spokesperson they chose as to announce it?
Who?
Who?
Terry Crews.
Terry Crews.
I just saw an ad on Facebook about it. I hadn't clicked the video yet, and I saw the video of Terry Crews. Like, why is he announcing the 50 years of Sesame Street?
You know what?
I just.
Can you tell me how to get
know-
to the black? It's just like, sorry.
You know, for some reason, I have this image in my mind where it's like, if Terry Crews is the one they announced it, instead of it being like just Terry Crews himself, it'd be Terry as a Muppet, but he'd be styled after his character in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs.
Oh my god!
You know. First off, that'd be brilliant, and second off, you know, if they do that, he would beg them and pay them money if he could take that prop home with him.
Yes.
Of course.
Oh yeah.
I always
I
wanted
love
myself
the
as a
first Cloudy
Muppet.
movie.
No offense. Just a purple
That would
Muppet.
be interesting. I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, it would be cool to have like an official, like one of their official, like this was an official Muppet. Like I
Yeah.
would. I don't know where the hell I don't know where the hell I put it, but I would love like an actual like original like Swedish Chef.
Oh my
I,
gosh!
just
yeah.
'cause I love
honestly,
I want
if I
Kermit.
had, if I
Same.
had the money for it, I wouldn't mind like seeing if they would make a Muppet of Pecos.
Oh.
Oh, that'd be fun. I'm also gonna say that I now love the Swedish Chef even more because through watching Defunct Land's videos on the
Oh,
Muppet
those are
series, he did this
amazing.
huge. Oh, no, he did an incredible. Please, I would
missed the
recommend
jump.
watching. Yeah, I would heavily recommend watching. He did an entire anthology series on all of Jim
Of all-
Henson's work.
And they're really good. But yeah, continue your
It's
point.
really fun. Is that so? One of my favorite. It basically, I now learned that the way they did the Swedish Chef was basically the precursor to one of my favorite games in Whose Line Is It Anyway. I think it's called Helping Hands.
Oh yeah.
Where it'd be Ryan Stiles and Colin Mockery, but they would each be like Ryan Stiles would be the one acting, Colin Mockery would be the hands.
Right.
That's basically how they did the Swedish Chef. Is that one guy was doing the puppeteering and they had a second guy doing all the handwork.
Oh,
I
that's
think
beautiful.
the hands were actually Frank Oz.
Yeah, and I think was it Jim Henson was actually the Swedish Chef, or is that another guy?
I think it was Henson.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
So
it
yeah,
was.
that's just funny to me. Now looking back and imagining those two trying to coordinate everything and like eat the stuff and taste test.
I wouldn't be surprised if it went really well because like I heard that the two of them were like very much a well-oiled machine when they were together.
Oh yeah, and I mean, it seemed like those two were like the freaking Harry Potter and Ron Weasley, like the two were like inseparable, like good friends.
Oh,
It
definitely.
knows
Like,
everything.
like you could tell just not on the show, but even like off the show, like behind the scenes. Like again during that awesome.
All right, you're gonna hurt me. I'm gonna have to hurt you. I gotta hurt
Yeah,
you.
it's
too.
like, hey, you ready for this?
You ready for this?
You got a
What?
wire in your arm. What?
No, I'm sorry. I did not.
I
When
Like,
I
what?
look at the back to the like the Muppets and all that, I
the-
still don't see people underneath. No offense. Like
It's
I
like,
can't,
no, there's
I
someone
can't
underneath you.
comprehend that at all. And when the people do the voices, it's like I hear the character,
no,
but I
it's-
don't see the person.
It's funny
No,
you say
it's so,
that.
it's still so cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I remember a clip that they did years ago. It was back when Henson was still alive, where they played a joke about that. It's like, there's someone underneath. Oh, there's someone underneath you too, Kermit. Like, you know what? He's got a beard.
I remember that.
I feel pretty positive that they did something like that in one of Defunctland's videos. I'm pretty sure they did.
Oh yeah, they
something like
they
that, where
did that a few
showed-
times.
No, where like they actually did something where they even had the cameras panned down to show everybody doing all the puppeteering and lifting them all up in the air to be able to do all those shots and stuff.
You'd be surprised what they were able to get away with their puppetry at the time. I mean, hell, look at the Muppet movie and that giant ass monster.
Oh my gosh!
No,
oh
that was
yeah.
great.
Oh.
That was like it's crazy. I keep looking at it, I keep thinking like, oh, that must be CJ. No,
It's
oh my god,
puppets.
they had to.
They made a
they had
giant
to
freaky
construct
puppet.
that.
Yes.
Which I can't imagine how. Geez, like
I always
Ah,
thought they just
too bad.
green screened animals.
that's what I thought, but then I was like, no, that had to be prosthetic because this was at the time had to be practical. Ah, geez, it's fun. Anyway, so that said, join us in the next part where we'll be putting on the Muppet Spectacular special with Alice.
Yes.
Better tuck the kids to bed. This one is not for them.
Yeah. Bye.
Hi ho.